while he was still throwing down his hatchery, and then ultimately he did like a little bit of a small roach timing push, which then just completely put him over the edge, and just did a really large roach attack with upgrades.
Yeah, I liked the attack from Asylum, and I thought he did well, but I think he sacked a few units. He lost a Baneling. I think he could have scouted before he put those Banelings in. And I also think he could have maybe taken his natural hatch a little sooner, but he did what the build was intended for.
Oh yeah, yeah. At bare minimum, taking down that hatch was advantageous. We're now going to move into our third match of the evening. Asylum still carrying Team 2 Pro strong with a 2-0 victory. Moving into Game 3, going to be here on Star Station versus Protoss player from Game 3, Gex Clan. His name's Fido. So let's get it cracking.
We'll see if Asylum can all kill. Then it'll be the second or 2 clan wars in a row that he gets the all kill.
Thank you for noting that. I definitely forgot that happened. But yes, last clan war, Asylum did all kill. So if he does it this time, his e-penis, quote unquote, for lack of better medical terms, might be throbbing in pride. Anyways, starting off to our top right-hand side, our red Zerg player spawning again in the top right position. It is none other than Team 2 Pro's Asylum on Star Station. And on our bottom left-hand side, first Protoss for the evening, stepping out, as Total Biscuit would say, in the pink trunks, it is Gex Fighto.
All right, so we see Pylon in the main. You're a Protoss player. What's happening?
Well, either we're going to see one of the funniest cannon rushes in the world, or we're just going to see a standard gateway expand. Probably going to be the gateway expand, but I had to throw Forge in there just for the odd instance where it would happen, and I just sound really, really smart. But saved myself with the cautionary, hey, it might be gateway expand. And yeah, that's absolutely what it's going to be. 13 gateway coming out for our Zerg player. And yeah, gateway expands are very good, especially on this map. You don't really want to Forge expand. I'm sorry, I'm seeing a lot of people type in game, so it's kind of confusing me. If you guys could kind of chill with that as much as possible, at least type all the sentences in one length. That way I'm not hearing constant beeps. But yeah, anyways, we are going to see a gateway expand from Fido here, and that's probably a smart choice. With this build, it's definitely very versatile in a sense that the Zerg player is hard-pressed on their third hatchery, and because in the current meta, the timings are completely different for the Phase 2 and Phase 3 of this aggression, Zergs can oftentimes hold the third hatchery or respond to the Zealot pressure fairly easily, but it's the follow-up that Zergs oftentimes have a hard time with. And if you Forge Fast expand, this is a very narrow choke here, so for Protoss kind of going into a gateway expand into a Forge Fast expand into a third base, it can be definitely difficult versus just about any composition that Zerg can throw together, being that they always have the concave advantage versus Protoss. So it is smart opening up with this gateway pressure. You can secure your own expansion safely, you can have a wall off. Yeah, your tech and your economy might be a little bit slowed down by it, but you're almost always guaranteed to do some kind of economic or army damage, and sometimes if your opponent doesn't read at all, you can outright win you the game.
Yeah, it looks like he's about to plop down this Nexus, so this is kind of a standard build we're seeing. I don't think I've seen usually the toss doing 2 gas, though. Isn't it usually a 1 gas thing?
Well, it really depends on the build order, because a lot of the follow-up attack to gateway pressure is Twilight-centered builds, but we could see a Stargate come out. We could see just about anything. With this gateway attack, it's so powerful, all the variations of it, that a lot of Zerg players react so heavily to it already. Like, for instance, the fact that he's gateway opening right now is already going to make Asylum hit to the fact that, hey, I'm not taking a third anytime soon. But just because of that, a lot of times Protosses will skip even going really heavy gateway aggression. They'll still do the aggression, but they'll cut some of the gates and jump into their tech faster. So a lot of the common follow-up to this build is usually Stargate or Twilight Council, typically more commonly Twilight Council, but we will see here as the gas is stacking up and will likely tell us the tech cap really soon. 2 gateways going down on the low ground for our Protoss player, so it definitely will probably be 3 gate expansion. As you can see, that mothership core is accumulating energy so that the move out can be secure with a recall. Third queen coming out for Asylum, so the creep spread is going to be phenomenal real shortly here. Fourth queen coming out, so the creep spread is going to be a notch above phenomenal. And we have 2 gases out here, so lane speed, has it finished yet or no? You checking on that?
No, not even started.
And not even started yet, so...
So he just got his first 100 gas now, so yeah, he hit it good timing.
Yeah, so he is going to be fine, and just me talking so much, I thought a lot of time had elapsed, but not really. He is going to, like I said before, delay that 3rd hatch, but you never know. There is a small possibility you could see 2 hatch aggression. Asylum has shown in the past that he's been willing to do some kind of aggression, but so far in this tournament, he's been playing pretty straight up, minus last game on Whirlwind, which was pretty straight up as well, as ZVZ always typically gives more advantage at this level of StarCraft 2 to the person who is aggressive. So, meanwhile, looking back at the tech choice, we are going to see a very quick robo come out with sentries. So I do want to note that +1 is being chrono boosted, so this could be some very kind of, like I said, the advantage with Gateway is that the tech is always hidden and the timing of the attack can be delayed. Oftentimes, even when you've scouted tech as a Zerg player, you still don't know exactly what's happening. Like, this could obviously just be a standard expand into the 3rd base off a Mortal Sentry. Not really likely on this map, but it could still happen. Or a ton of gates can come out. We do see the chrono boost happening for the gateways and the +1, so we might just see, and likely will see, a +1 move out from the Protoss player. Will it be all in? Will it not? I guess we're all going to have to learn here, as Protoss definitely is just so undeveloped in gateway openers that...
Oh, look, we have 4 sentries and a prism. Sorry to interrupt you, but it's pretty clear what he's doing now.
Oh, yes. I love this build. Now, to explain this a little bit, just want to note from Asylum a few things before I go into my rant about how much I love what a Protoss player is doing here. Quick layer out of Asylum going into the macro hatch. I really enjoy that he's grabbing the macro hatch, as the production will need to be out of the roof quite soon here. Creep spread is phenomenal, or notch above phenomenal, as I said earlier. And anyways, the Veiling Nest is going down. So he's expecting like a Zealot heavy attack coming into the 3rd. But I will say this. This is a build that guys like First, Creator, Squirtle, MC's done it a bit in the early past Wings of Liberty, faded out. But this is a Warp Prism Harass, and where is the Warp Prism? Oh, he's actually showing it. I'm very shocked that he's doing this. Typically, it should have been on the high ground where the sentries come out and you just dump large amounts of Zealots. But I think the reason he's just showing this is just to create a reaction as quick Colossus is coming out. And notice the Mothership Core is sitting at the 3rd. So this might look like an expand here, but I think we're actually going to see the Gateway Opener into a 2-2 follow-up of Immortal Colossus all in with Warp Prism, which is extremely powerful on this map. But the timing's happening for Chris, because this attack typically moves out at 11 minutes and 30 seconds. So we're going to be staying tuned to see if he gets an additional Colossus. He has researched Thermal Lance, and typically with this all in, you want to see if the Spire is going down from Zerg, because if the Spire is going down, you want to skip the extended Thermal Lance and the 2nd Colossus. That way you can make Stalkers off Gateway production. Oh my goodness, I have never really seen a Protoss player do this, especially on a map like Star Station. He is actually... Oh, this could still be a cancel. I want to remind you guys, with that pylon there, who the heck knows at this point. So, just a note, I was going into my rant about how this could be a 2-2, meaning Immortal, 2 Immortal, 2 Colossus all in, but really it's double Forge, so we've got a little bit of Stardust build sprinkled in here with these really quick Forge upgrades, which I really love. And mass gateways aren't going to probably come down until a little bit after here. He's going to secure a cannon. Wow, I guess it might just be standard here, as the SimCity is going down at the 3rd base. Oh, the lane's going to go ahead and try to poke there at the natural. Asylum here going to go ahead and grab that 4th. Creep spread is very good. I really want to start seeing him accumulate some kind of army to at least poke at the 3rd. Really quick layer coming up, so do you think we're going into Ling Ultra?
Yeah, it's looking like Ling Ultra from what I'm seeing here.
Warp Prism here, going to do a little bit of harass. I really, you know, Warp Prism is very good for a lot of you Protosses out there, but the thing about it is once it's seen, It's pretty easy to scout, especially from Zerg. You just make a couple of Overlord spreads, and you know Zealots are coming out since the third base is being taken from the Protoss player. He's only on 3 gateways of production. Well, now 4 and 5 going down at the third. But, you know, that's not enough for Zerg to really be crying about. There's plenty of lings out on the map. Protoss is not moving out, really defensive posture into that third base, which is why we saw the really quick layer come out. Infestation Pit has gone down, but it hasn't researched anything. Where is the tech coming down from our Zerg player? Do you see it?
No Ultros Cavern yet. He did get the adrenal glands though.
I think we are going to see Ultras, but
Yeah.
you know, I don't know. There's really thin timing windows in ZVP right now, so if Fido wants, he can hit like a 14-15 minute massive gateway attack, especially with those double forge upgrades with the Stargate build. That's typically when you see the attack happen, is around 14-15 minutes. You see a move out where Protoss just relentlessly trains down the map with this great sim city he has on this third base. As long as he secures a couple more cannons in it, wow, those probes are really delayed on the mining. So good job from Asylum there with the 2-prong attacks. He's really trying, not really doing any severe damage, but I'm still trying to see where the heck the tech choice is from. This can't be Ling and Fester.
Yeah, there's no Ultralisk Cavern. I don't know if this is a mistake or what.
This might just be Asylum. Yeah, Ultralisk Cavern finally going down. Asylum ultimately is just kind of freaked out. I personally, like I said, as a Protoss player, I've never really seen this build. It's like a sprinkle of, hey, I might Zealot attack you, shows him the Warp Prism, into, no, I'm actually getting a quick base, into, I'm chrono boosting my forges, so you don't really know if I'm going to do the 15-minute timing. I think this is actually the point where Fido shines, because you can actually take a fourth behind just doing non-stop max out aggression. If we look at the upgrades tab, 2-2's already gotten, so 3, I think once +3 attack kicks in, we're just going to see a really good move out here. He is going to have to be conscious of the fact that Ultras are on the field. His choice here is to go DTs for Archons. No additional Robo out though, so I mean, if enough Ultras come out on the field with the heavily upgraded Lings, I mean, that can still do some serious damage. The creep spread is Scarlet level here from Asylum. I have to definitely give props there, but creep spread ultimately is not going to stop this huge force with just pure
We
lane.
got 10 Ultras on the way.
And that is a lot of Ultralists, but I do want to note, guys, that +3 for the Protoss player is nothing to take lightly. Archon Immortal will do
Oh, he gets in the main.
work. Who gets in what? Oh, the
Zergling's in the main.
That's not really going to do much. The Sim City is phenomenal here. Oh, the natural, though, just, wow. 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 Tons of damage happening here in the natural. I mean, almost every probe being taken down. You know, the sad part about this is a very sweet timing was slightly delayed because of that Ling run by. But Fido here saying, you know what, screw you. I am moving out with +3 attack, about to finish here. Is it? Oh, he might be attacking prematurely before +3. But nonetheless, he's going to want that Guardian Shield out. And here's the attack.
Yeah, he's got significant. How many Immortals are in there? This could be close.
You know, I think the Protoss player is going to do just fine here as long as reinforcements get the heck over there. During this whole time, Lings are sitting at the third for Asylum, so super large blunder here, and I think that's ultimately going to be the reason why he loses. Lings are extremely important in this matchup when you're going Ultralist composition. I mean, as we saw, pretty much Ultras, 10 Ultras were able to take on that max Protoss composition. That plus barely finished towards the end of that battle with Ultras extremely Fido, but he did come out on top in terms of the trade-off, but there's no reinforcement pylon because of this fantastic creep spread, and he's going to have to fall back into a third base, and that really sucks. Just something as small as that Ling attack from Asylum is very much so a lot of the reason why Fido here kind of attacking prematurely, and yeah, he's going to be driven back off just Ling at this point. Asylum doesn't have to worry about gas.
Yeah, I think one thing that is huge with ZVP these days is there becomes a point in the game when there's openings for the toss to be hitting. Like before that the Ultras popped, he had 5k banking. He had a window, and now with recall these days, those windows are even easier to hit. I think Protoss are way underusing recall and Windows of ZVP.
Absolutely. You know, there's a bunch of utility that the mothership core can be used for. If it's not used for recall, it can definitely be used for Nexus Cannon. You can Nexus Cannon 2 of your Nexi